morning. Nancy here with Metro Learning Solutions, which is a supplemental educational business here in the Metro Des Moines area. This month is Dyslexia Awareness Month, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about dyslexia, and particularly today, what does dyslexia look like in younger kids? Reading is a crucial skill, and many parents worry about the progress their child is making in this area. Most of the questions I get from parents surround dyslexia and whether this might be an undiagnosed issue for their child. More parents during this pandemic are currently working on reading at home, so I'm getting this question a lot more currently. Because the ability to read is so important, any problems in this area should be pursued as early as possible. There are a myriad of studies that reinforce the idea that early intervention is the best. If dyslexia goes undiagnosed or unaddressed, a child will almost definitely fall behind in reading, language and vocabulary development, and along with that comes self-esteem issues and how they view themselves as a learner. So it is very important to address this suspicion early on. For younger kids, and I'm talking 4 to 6 with the emphasis more in the 5 to 6 year range. So keep that in mind as we go forward. For these younger kids, there are some red flags that you might want to be aware of and take note of. The presence of these doesn't necessarily mean that your child is dyslexic. There are many manifestations of discrepant reading skills, and it is hard to diagnose, especially at an early age. Although dyslexia is typically not diagnosed until elementary school, there are some difficulties that should be monitored in younger kids, and an intervention may be indicated if they show several of the following symptoms or continue to struggle over the course of months. So younger kids starting at age 4 with an emphasis on 5 to 6, they may exhibit difficulty with pronouncing common words correctly. And I'm not talking Pescetti for spaghetti. I'm talking several words that they use commonly. They may not have an age-appropriate vocabulary or an age-appropriate use of that vocabulary. They may have difficulty following simple 2-step verbal directions. Get your shoes and get your backpack. That might not work for them. Left-right confusion, although if that's the only symptom and the only discrepancy you're seeing, I wouldn't put a lot of stock in that as a 4 to 6 year old. They may have trouble spelling known words correctly. In addition, they may spell a word correctly, this then may misspell the same word shortly thereafter. They may have difficulty identifying letter names and associating letter names with their corresponding sounds. For young kids, they should know at least a few, particularly the letters and sounds in their names. They should know that cat starts with the sound k, for instance. They may have difficulty understanding words and identifying words that rhyme. They may have trouble creating rhyming words. They may, especially in the 5 to 6 year range, they may resist reading aloud books on their level. They may have difficulty blending sounds into words. If I say, oh, what word am I saying? K-a-t. They may have difficulty saying that word is cat. They may have difficulty identifying the beginning, middle, and endings of words. So what's the first sound you hear in cat? They may not come up with k. Or what's the last sound you hear in cat? They may not come up with t. They may have difficulty substituting sounds in a word to create a new word. For example, change the in rub to d and the new word is dub. Now, all of these skills develop over time, but should be fairly cemented by the end of kindergarten, mid-first grade. All kids develop at different rates, so keep in mind this is a generality. If your child exhibits several of the above, seek some input, either from your school, your doctor, a reading specialist, or me, a cognitive specialist. While my office does not diagnose, the initial assessment shows a cognitive profile that supports or discounts dyslexia, and we can help you make a determination as to whether or not there is an issue that needs some support. If you want to get in touch with me, you can check out my website, metrolearningsolutions.com, or you can simply call the office at 515-523-0980. Leave a message. If I'm working with someone, I'd be happy to give you a call back. There is, based on new research and new available training, there is a much reduced reason for kids to struggle with learning material. And I want to get that out to the world and help children develop their learning ability as necessary, one child at a time. So that's it for dyslexia today. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.